two, one, and time.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever episode of Star Magic Spotlight PressCon for the year 2026! Hello everyone! Everybody say hi!
Hi!
O, diba? Ang dami nyo narinig mag-hi. Later on, ipapakilala ko sa inyo kung sino ba yung mga guests natin for today. But thank you all so much for joining us. We're coming to you live right here sa very beautiful venue natin as always, Coffee Project. Palakpakan naman natin ang Coffee Project. Thank you so much for having us. Everyone watching us online, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Aida La Cruz, your host for this afternoon Star Magic Spotlight PressCon. And dun sa mga nanonood sa amin sa YouTube, sa Facebook ng Star Magic, please comment down below kung meron kayong mga gusto ipatanong sa guests natin or meron kayong mga comments na gusto niyong basahin namin yung messages niyo. We can do that because we are coming to you live. That's the beauty of live. Okay, na tuloy-tuloy pa rin tayo dito sa Star Magic Spotlight PressCon. If this is your first time joining us, this is what we do every month. So every month, we update you guys sa lives, sa updates, ano ba yung mga latest achievements or happenings sa lives ng ating favorite Star Magic artists. And right now naman, meron tayong mga kasamang tatlong guests. O diba, to open our 2026 episode, we have 3 guests joining us. Pero bago ko sila ipakilala sa inyo, I would like to remind everyone sa lahat ng posts nyo, please don't forget to use our hashtag Star Magic Spotlight PressCon and itag nyo na rin kami at Star Magic Films. Okay? Now, last year, buhay na buhay ang teatro. At hanggang ngayon, napakarami pa rin kaabang-abang na shows. So to start the year, we thought it was only fitting to celebrate some of our talents who continue to contribute to the exciting world of theater. Now, these 3 that we are about to chat with have impressive resumes under their belt. They had amazing runs last year and received notable accolades. Now, before I formally introduce them, let's watch this. This group of young theater artists from Star Magic continues to stand out in the local theater scene, earning recognition for their breakout performances. Backed by raw talent and strong discipline, they approach every role with focus, consistently rising to the demands of their roles and bringing each character to life with depth and commitment. Jordan Andrews is a product of Star Circle Batch 15, recognized from his stint on Season 10 Celebrity Edition, where he earned the title Musical Dream Chaser Now London. In theater, he has showcased his versatility across numerous productions, including Ang El Bimbo, Tabing Ilog the Musical, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, Little Women Stage Reading, Brent, Once on This Island, Joseph the Dreamer, Shrek the Musical. This 2026, he's part of Reorient Narratives from Asian Voices Play 1 Stage Reading, and he is set to appear in A Chorus Line this March. His performances have drawn recognition, including a Best Child Actor nomination at the annual Children's Entertainment Awards. He has also received honorable mentions from critics for his performance in Joseph the Dreamer, highlighting his growing impact as a performer. Among Star Magic's lineup of theater talents is Omar Ubi, who continues to prove himself as a versatile performer. With a solid track record in theater, he has taken on a wide range of roles in productions, such as Tabing Ilog the Musical, Mula sa Buwan, Bar Boys, Next to Normal, and Delia D. In 2025, he appeared in Komodo Desolata S. Isang Dalamhati, which returns to the stage this January 30th. He is also set to appear in Spring Awakening this February. His body of work has not gone unnoticed. At the First Manila Society of Theater Reviewers Awards, Omar received honorable mentions as featured performance in a play for Komodo Desolata S. Isang Dalamhati, and as emerging talent for his performances in Bar Boys the Musical, Delia D, Next to Normal, and again in Komodo Desolata S. Isang Dalamhati. He was was likewise cited at the 16th Gawad Buhay Awards, receiving a first-round citation for Next to Normal and a second quarter citation for Delia D. Another lakas pa ka dito, net pero bata-bata mo pa, Omar. But speaking of bata-bata, ang babata nung mga clips kanina nakita natin. Yung nanonood sila, lahat sila, oh baby. Okay, so let's talk about your reactions while watching that, let's say, tribute to the three of you. Like, how were you feeling? Nilatag sa inyo yung mga achievements nyo throughout the years, yung journey nyo bago kayo nakapunta dito.
Nakaka-touch talaga kasi minsan with theater, we just keep going from one project to another project to another project. It's nice na mag-pause muna to see everything we
Yes,
achieved sa
correct.
mga last few years. Hindi na ako sila din, like sobrang ang saya lang na we're part of theater industry in the Philippines and we're all thriving. Tapos nagsama pa kami sa Tabing Ilog the Musical. So ang daming memories na sa video.
And I guess we never realized how far we have come until we saw the tribute for the three of us. And it just makes me feel proud on how much Philippine theater is growing until now.
Ako, it comes with, good type of pressure din sa aming tatlo. Kasi parang, wow, ang dami na pala namin ginawa and hindi kami tumitigil sa mga ginagawa namin. Pero parang at the same time, ang daming kailangang ipagpasalamat. And yun, parang nakaka-inspire pang galingan.
Yeah.
Oo, grabe, nakaka-proud din, lalo na dito sa Star Magic family nyo. Proud na proud kami sa mga nagawa nyo ng projects. Yes. Wow. Pero balikan muna natin yung kung paano kayo nagsimula. Okay, let's start with Jordan, na sinabi nga natin dun sa video, no? You were also part of Star Magic Circle
15.
Batch 15.
Wow.
So,
Parang
parang-
age reveal na to.
Para doon sa mga nanonood, okay, pwede bang kwentuhan mo kami, sino yung mga kasabayan mo nun? Kasi baka akala nila, sa PBB ka lang nag-start.
Hindi, actually, nung pagkatapos ng high school ko sa London, I went here sa Philippines and I was launched sa Star Magic Batch 15. Kasama ko si Jessie Menjola, Max Collins, Bella Padilla, John Avila, Martin De Rosa, ang dami. And we were launched, we did a youth-oriented show back then named Astakes, if you remember Astakes. And has happened, lots of cool guestings. Kasi ng time yun, pero wag natin i-reveal kung anong year yun.
Hanggang batch lang, hanggang batch lang.
Hanggang batch lang.
Oo, tsaka kung sino lang kasabayan mo.
Yes.
Walang year review. Wala. Ay, may year review si Ate kaya. Sabi, 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Sabi ng year.
Yes.
Basta 20 years ago.
So 6 years old ako noon. 96 ako.
Tapos bago nun, nag-theater ka na rin, tama ba?
Nung pinanganak po ako sa London, and at that time, it was the same time that Miss Saigon, the original run with Sila Salong, Monique Wilson, started. And obviously, they were looking for yung gaganap na baby ni Kim, si Tam, and isa ako doon.
Kasama ka ni Miss Leia sa Longga.
I was the batch after Leia. So I
right
was
after.
with Maya Barreto, Risa Salazar, Monique Wilson, Joanne Ampil, and Carla Guevara La Forteza, our Star Magic sister.
Legends.
Yes. And ngayon kilala ng mga Gen Z bilang nanay ni Katsai Sofia. So more Gen Z dyan, siya po yun. Oo. Okay. So dati ka pa nag-theater.
Yeah, and right after Miss Saigon, The King and I naman. And The King and I has mga princes, na baby prince hanggang may mga 12-year-old, yung crown prince. And I did all of the male prince roles.
Sa Pilipinas pa yun o sa London?
Sa London, sa West End.
Wow. So ilang taon ka nag-start?
3 years old.
3 years old?
Yes.
Nakaka-memorize ka na ng lines?
Wala akong lines doon. Actually, medyo may funny story ako. There was one time, syempre 3 years old,
Yeah.
and the Kim at the time was Maya Barredo, and she was holding me, singing her heart out, I give my life for you. And kailangan ko mag-CR that time. And I was a baby, hindi na ako naka-diaper. And syempre, the show must go on. So, medyo I had an accident while she's singing. Yung dark green damit niya, naging darker green pa, all on one side. For the whole show. Sorry po.
Nanawagan ko kami. Oo, hindi, pero grabe, ang bata mo nag-start, 3 years old. So, dun sa mga nakakilala sa'yo sa PBB lang, actually, ang rich na pala ng background mo, even before joining. Wow. So, how many years have you been working?
Many years.
Many years na.
A few decades. But it's tama kasi in PBB, ang binigay po na moniker sa akin ni Kuya is Musical Dream Chaser ng London. And that's my life. Laging may bagong musical or auditions for musicals and I chase it. And luckily, with hard work, I've been able to do some great roles.
Wow, at hanggang ngayon, yun pa rin talaga yung mundo mo, theater. Okay, so mamaya pag-uusapan natin yung future projects mo.
Okay.
But let's go to the backgrounds naman of Omar and Lance. So Lance, ikaw naman.
Ako, nag-start ako ng theater when I was 8 years old sa Dulaang UP. Kasi yung mom ko nag-work siya sa UP, tapos yung mga directors, kinakausap na, "Uy Jane, pwede mo yung anak mo sa ganitong role?" Pareho tayo, yung parang anak-anak lang yung role sa una. Tapos eventually na-in love ako sa process ng theater, rehearsals, ganyan. Nung tapos na yung mga prod, parang hinahanap ko pa rin siya, "Mas, pupunta tayo sa Guerrero Theater, di ba?" Tapos parang sinasabihan niya ako na, "Ay, hindi, tapos na," ganyan. So hinahanap-hanap ko yun. And then nung lumaki na ako, parang, okay, ito pala yung hinahabol ko dati. Ito yung gusto ko. So basically, na-in love ako sa theater. Actually, shame, pero na-in love ako, bata pa lang ako. Tapos, gusto niyo ba ng trivia? Kaming tatlo, nag-young Simba kami. Sa bayan.
Ako ang nominator ng
That was before pre-transition. Tapos, ayun, ang pinaka na-amaze ako sa theater was, akala ko hindi na ako magkaka-role nung nag-transition ako. Kasi pandemic pa yun, ganyan. Tapos ang galing kasi sumabay yung amats ng theater sa amats ko. Kasi yung mga roles ko dati, anak, tapos biglang naging closet gay, tapos naging biglang out and proud na gay, tapos biglang naging magical bird. Biglang nag-transform, tapos biglang naging, ano na siya, drag queen sa Red. Tapos biglang naging cis woman na sa Walang Aray. So, sumasabay sa amats ko yung theater. So, ang galing lang kasi, ang galing magbiro ng universe na, akala mo wala ka role. Okay, role. So yun, very inclusive talaga ang theater.
Sinabayan ka nga. Ang galing.
Tama.
Making history, di ba? With Walang Aray. And ikaw naman, Omar?
I started then nung 8 years old ako. Back in 2015 nandun. Nag-start ako as workshopper, of course. Pero before ako naging workshopper, naging kontesero ako sa mga barangay singing contest, gano'n. Then may
Wait lang. Ano yung mga picture? Ano yung pinaka-contest mo?
Ano yun? Yung ikaw, bigay ang may kapal.
Okay.
Tapos, yung I Uhab Nating, Pangako Sa'yo.
O, pili tayo doon. Ano gusto natin ipasama? Hindi mo pwedeng daanan ng ganyan lang. Ikaw, I have nothing, pangako sa'yo. Ano gusto natin, guys? Kayo yung bibigyan ng pangako sa'yo. Pangako sa'yo. O, pangako sa'yo.
Pangako sa'yo, ipaglalaban ko sa hirap at ginhawa ng ating pag-ibig. Tapos imagine that voice in an 8-year-old voice.
Grabe,
Tapos yun yung pinapang-contest sa mga barangay singing contest. Then there was this one singing contest na nanalo ko ng grand prize, which is a scholarship for a musical theater workshop. And doon na siya nag-start. That was 2015, and then I started doing professional theater 2016 to 2017. I actually started in a straight play in VLF called Bata sa Basta. And then my first musical theater debut was in Petas Tagu-Taguan sa Anang Buwan. Then after that, I've been like going through different productions, different companies like Nineworks, Sandbox, Michael Castle, which is running Lion King International Tour, and then the pandemic hit, so I had to stop doing theater but still continuing my school online. I was homeschooled, and then bago ako bumalik ng theater, I joined a survival show called Dream Makers, the next global pop group. And then, after that, nung nahasa na yung dancing skills ko, so, of course,
First time mo bang sumayaw nun sa Dream Maker?
first time ko mag-training for dance, that time. So, I don't have that much experience in dance yet. Tapos nung bumalik ako sa theater, dun na nag-explore yung iba't ibang genres ng dancing. Then I went back as a dwarf in Snow White and the Prince.
Dwarf, ikaw?
Yeah.
Paano?
Exactly. That's the point of it. Then, ayun, dun na akong bumalik ng parang Star Magic called me for an audition para sa isang musical, yung Tabing Ilog the musical. And then, after that, I was just auditioning for different broads. Like, then I discovered Bar Boys, Mula sa Buwan, then I did Next to Normal, then Delia D, and so on and so forth. Tapos yung Komodo, Desolata is isang dalamhati. Yung parang my second straight play. Because the first one was my very first production. Then going back to a straight play, it feels so different kasi it really challenges how well you tell a story without singing it, you know. Just it's a good exploration. Then I guess I learned how to empathize then how to empathize with the characters and using that knowledge in real life to be, you know, to empathize with real people as well and to tell other people's story. That's why it inspired me to work on different productions kahit na alam kong pagod na ako. It just
Okay lang
Di naman sa nagrereklamo ako. Di naman sa nagrereklamo ako. Masaya yung pagod na yun kasi alam kong nakaka-inspire ako ng ibang tao to do what they love or if they want to be a storyteller, and I'm glad na may na-inspire din ako because that's what I've been telling myself, or that has been my goal ever since nag-start ako ng performing, is to inspire people who are around my age and is too afraid to show their talents and to become who they are or to do what they love.
Grabe yung epekto ng theater sa inyo, no?
Yes.
Nakikita ko sa lahat ng answers nyo, ang common denominator, bukod sa young Simba, kayo tatlo. Oo, common denominator, mahal nyo talaga yung ginagawa nyo.
Yes.
Tsaka matagal nyo na siyang mahal, matagal nyo nang ginagawa. And that's why you're still there.
Mhm.
Diba? Oo. So, I'm sure dito sa Pilipinas kasi diba yung landscape ng teatro, hindi siya ganun kalaki compared sa ibang fields. Pero throughout the years, palaki siya ng palaki. No, parang we were talking about it earlier, Jordan, na yung theater, parang these past few years, parami yung production, ang dami nang tumatangkilik, di ba?
I remember nung time na na-launch ako sa Star Magic Batch 15, parang dalawa lang yung big major productions a year. Like, I remember the year I was here was Hairspray and West Side Story, and then there was smaller musicals around, but now it's like really big musicals in amazing venues dito sa Pilipinas, sa Manila, and even other places like in Cebu and stuff. There's some great venues, and there's some great shows that are constantly going. So, parang ang papunta na yung Manila to being the Broadway of Asia.
Wow!
I love that kasi yung ang daming performers na Pinoy all around the world that are trying to find kung saan sila pwede to fit with their talent, and they have to find it in other countries. But here in Manila, you can stay here because the theater industry is growing talaga and booming talaga.
Buhay na buhay. Oo. I'm sure yung mga kasama rin nating friends from the media, at least once in their lives, nakanood na ng mga theater plays or musicals natin. Far cry from, years back. So ngayon naman, speaking of our friends from the media, we're gonna be entertaining some of their questions for you guys. Are you ready?
Yes!
Ito na. So dito muna tayo sa babasahin kong question from Carissa Alcantara of Manila Bulletin. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Ang tanong niya, what is a rule of theater that you love breaking? Rule breakers ba kayo when it comes to theater?
Rule breaker when it comes to theater. Kasi syempre may mga rules that you should not break.
Correct.
Kasi medyo strict and you will probably hindi ka na-invite sa next day ng rehearsals.
Tulad ng pagiging punctual.
Yeah, lateness is a big deal sa
Oo.
teatro. I remember, I won't name names kasi sikat na siya ngayon internationally. But then, in the old days, no, kasi our director would make this kwento na she's very sikat because I taught her this lesson. She showed up to rehearsals a few minutes late. And the first thing our director said is go home. Wala kang rehearsal fee, go home. And she was never late again. And now she's an international star. So I think
Oh my! Sino ba yan?
Initials.
she tells the story naman. But rules that I like to break. Maybe actually, this is one of my secrets that was given to me. Diba sa rehearsals, marami kang processes, as nagna-notes ka pa, and you try and remember everything pagdating ng opening night. But like 2 minutes before I go on stage pag opening night na, dahil I think my body trusts na I have it now, we did so many rehearsals na, I tell myself, okay, throw the notes out of your head. Let it go, you know it, it's in your body. Even though the director probably say, siguro, remember you're blocking here, yung intention mo sa part na to. But I trust myself and I put the hard work in. Tinatapon ko yung mga notes, trust my body, and then naglalaro ako sa stage.
That's why it's called a play.
Yeah,
That's why it's called a play.
Parang naging natural na kasi sa'yo yung gagawin mo. So parang hindi na siya work, hindi na siya puro notes in your head. How about you guys?
Ako siguro sa akin, hindi naman, kasi kapag may gagawin kang bago sa stage, kailangan mo i-inform yung co-actors mo para hindi
Yes.
masira yung harmony ng
Yes.
daloy ng play. So kailangan kung may idea ka na biglang nag-pop sa utak mo, make sure na hindi siya wow, what is happening? Hindi ka ganun yung co-actors mo. Pero at the same time, siguro sa akin, yung gusto kong binibreak, gusto kong hinihigitan pa yung sarili ko every show. Na parang hindi ako nagsisettle sa, alam ko na, hindi, okay na yan, mangyayari na yan. Parang sinusurprise ko din yung delusional talaga. Sinusurprise ko minsan yung sarili ko na, sige nga, gagawin nga akong bago sa dati kong ginagawa. Pero make sure ko na walang nadadami na co-actor. And pasok pa rin dun sa parameters nung kung anong nire-require nung play at saka nung material.
So you add a little something.
Yeah, a little spice, you know?
May spontaneity.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Omar?
Siguro yung akin, yung iniiba ko yung notes ng pagkanta sa isang song.
Yung nasa backstage kami, pag maririnig ko si Omar kumanta, biglang may iba.
Biglang may kulot.
Tapos, there was this one time sa Next to Normal. Nagpaalam naman ako sa MD namin. Pero only in the closing night. Kasi gusto ko talagang kumulot dun sa part na yun. Kasi sobrang sayang ng part na yun. Hindi ko mapigilan. So, nang kinulot ko, sabi ng musical director sa akin, oh, masaya ka na. Last show naman na. Pero,
Kaya pa nang isipin yung notes na yun eh.
live band pa kami nun. So, yung isang taga-play ng violin, nagreklamo sa akin. Sabi niya sa akin, ikaw, mag-uusap tayo. Nakalimutan ko yung solo ko sa violin ko dahil kumulot ka. Pero ang ganda naman ng kulot mo, so okay na yun.
Worth it. Okay. But thank you sa mga ni-review yung kwento. Kasi we wouldn't think na yung mga theater actors may pagka-rebellious din pala. And you get away with it.
In a way. In a way.
Depende, oo. Pero kayo guys, that shows how much you're loved and how much they respect and trust you guys with your own decisions. Okay, now let's go to our next question. Still from Carissa Alcantara of Manila Boulevard. How has your personal background shaped the stories you tell on stage? Uy, magandang question.
Siguro, i-relate ko sa role ko as Joseph sa Joseph the Dreamer last year. Para sa akin, Joseph the Dreamer, one of the longest original Filipino musicals running, 38 years now. And nung back in the day, si Gary V yung Joseph, si Tito Odi Gamora, ngayon si Sam Concepcion at ako yung Joseph. So syempre may pressure and things like that. Pero yung background ko of years, diba, decades na that trying to search for a dream, feeling disappointed, I really put all of that sa role ko sa Joseph the Dreamer. Yung when you're younger, kasi when Joseph is younger, bright eyes, can take on the world, and then maraming mangyayari in between the dream and where you started, and all of that middle part is yung musical. And ganun din tayo eh. Diba? It's not always easy to be in this industry. you don't always know, lalo na nung pandemic and things like that with auditions. Tapos ngayon,
Oo,
there's so
wala.
many more actors. So we had challenges and we didn't know kung tama ba to? Is this gonna sustain us as living actors? But we still pursued it, and parang I really use all of those stories to tell Joseph the Dreamer. And I think naging sobrang truthful dahil doon, and I think the audience received it well, apparently.
Yay! Thank you.
Sa akin naman siguro sa bawat role na ginagampanan ko, hindi mo matatanggal yung lived experience ko as a trans woman. Kasi sobrang daming kinakaharap ng trans folks, lalo na ng queer community, on a daily basis. So, you get to see someone play a role, me, play a role na of a trans experience. Na parang, pwede mo makita si Julia, yung role ko sa Walang Aray, na i-play ni Marinor, yung alternate ko. Sobrang kagaling nila, Marinor and Shaira, magkaiba, totally. And iba din yung sa akin kasi nga, iba yung nabibring ko sa table. So feeling ko, yung mga danas ko in life, yun yung nagpapa-three-dimensional sa mga characters na ginagawa. And Omar?
Siguro, i-relate ko na rin kay Josh Zuniga ng Bar Boys the Musical. I mean, that character has taught me how to choose what's right for you, or what you think is best for you in order to keep that inner peace. Because the world is complicated enough to make yourself complicated. So sometimes we just gotta relax and siguro pili din ng tamang landas kung saan makikip natin yung inner peace natin pero makakatulong pa rin sa ibang tao. Right? Yeah.
May purpose. May
Yeah.
purpose yung hindi lang pagganap just to entertain,
Yes.
but also to inspire other people. That's nice. Okay, now let's go to our next question from Mikey Viñas of Kapamilya Vines. What are some of the lessons na natutuhan at tingin nyo very important as theater actors? Lessons.
Ako ito yung...
Gusto ko yung order talaga yun sa'yo.
Design ko din. Ito yung...
Oo.
Baka age order to. Okay. One thing na sobrang binavalue ko as sobrang yung core value ko talaga as a theater actor is professionalism. You can say na medyo hindi siya magaling sa show niya na yun or hindi siya bagay sa role na yun. It could be about my acting, singing ko, even my looks, pero never about my professionalism. Yun yung talagang pinoprotect ko. I'm always on time. I always know anong kailangan kong gawin pagdating ko sa rehearsals. Basta pag work. And I have fun. Everyone, I think, fun naman akong kasama niya. Pero I would say that all three of us, sobrang hardworking, sobrang professional, and I think that's what sustains us in theater, yung pinoprotect namin as a core value.
Ako, you never stop learning talaga. And kailangan mo maging bukas in order for you to makatanggap and makapagbigay din sa co-actors mo. Kasi kapag the moment you say na, okay, alam ko na yan, that's the moment that you stop learning and grow.
True.
Yun.
Siguro yung sa akin yung pag-empathize sa ibang tao, lalong-lalo na sa sarili mo. Kasi, I mean, personally, ako, minsan nakakalimutan ko na kung sino ako sa dami ng roles na ginagawa ko. So, I would try my best to ground myself and to remember who I am or how I really am, and just learn from it and sometimes empathize with the character so you could understand their story and you can tell their story better to the audience who needs to hear it. Yeah.
Ikaw pa rin si Omar.
Ako ba ba si Omar?
Omar! Yun ka. No, pero grabe talaga yung pinagdadaanan ng mga theater actors. Medyo nakakabaliw din, lalo na kung sabay-sabay.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go to our next question. Still from Mikey Viñas. Sa mga kapamilya artists, sino ang gusto nyong makasama sa isang play given a chance? So,
That's a good question.
magbigay tayo
Tayo
kung
na.
hindi natin usually nakikita sa theater. Diba? Yung talagang kapamilya artist na biglang, uy, paano kung mag-theater siya? Ganun.
Ako, mauna na ako.
Lola.
Miss Melay Cantiveros. Niligaw ako na tuloy. Kung kamatin man kayo mag-theater, go, tuturuan ko po kayo ng mga alam ko and sana matuto din po ako sa inyo, po auntie. Dito lang po ako.
Oh my gosh, saka gusto mo pa naman nag-adlib-adlib. Oh, ito ko kung ka-adlib mo si Mary Cantivero.
Kaya kung saan kayo nakakarating.
Ang wild! Ang ganda. Okay, may line. How about you, Jordan?
Wait, Omar muna.
Nag-isip pa ako. Ay, nag-isip ako.
Mag-isip ng sobrang... Ang dami eh. Pero kung pipila ko ng isa,
Sige, kahit hindi isa. Sino yung mga naiisip mo? Okay lang naman.
si Ma'am si Regine at si Augie Alcacid.
Shucks, oo.
Oh my gosh.
Atake.
Imagine vocals, comedic timing. Oo. Lahat. Performance level. Di ba lahat nandun? Tapos pag may comedic role, tapos si Augie Alcacid pa yun. Di ba?
Yeah.
Galing.
Mr. G, Sir Ogie, okay.
Siguro si Sir Bayani at Bayani. Pero
my God!
pero in a straight play and his role is just,
Oh my
like
God,
a serious
seryoso?
role. Oo.
Parang nakakauga yun.
That could be interesting. Yeah. A
Tapos
comedian doing a serious role, it's very interesting. I would love that.
Ay, meron pa ako isa po.
Sino pa?
Hindi ko alam kung Star Magic po siya. Nick Chen. Halika dito.
Ay,
Representation ka
Yes,
din. Halika,
yes.
mag-work tayo together.
yes, you will love Nick Chen.
Omar's working with me.
Yeah, Nick Chen is my alternate in Spring Awakening. We will play Moritz Stiefel.
Yes. Eh, check yung profile niya. May nakita na akong video niyo, di ba?
Yes, yes.
Perform. Yung talagang galit na galit.
Yeah.
Galit na galit. Oo. Okay, thank you. Now, ito namang question na susunod. Kasi sinasabi niyo kanina, di ba? Ang dami nilang nadaan ng roles, di ba? Pero meron ba kayong role, theater role, na ginusto niyo talagang makuha? In-auditionan niyo, pero hindi niyo nakuha. Ano yung parang the one that got away ng role for you? Yung gusto-gusto niyo sana, kaso pwedeng hindi pa time, or hindi talaga meant to be.
Ako siguro yung Jaja sa tour ng Ateneo Blue Rim. Kasi nag-audition ako for that. Tapos, na-callback din ako. Tapos, hindi lang ako umabot sa final callbacks kasi hindi ako yung hinahanap nila. And hindi fit sa akin yung role. Mas bagay talaga sa iba. And nangyayari talaga yun. And as theater actors, we get used to being rejected on a daily basis.
Oh.
Parang thick skin na yun, na parang on a normal day na lang yun, na okay, hindi ako nakaka-gets. Moving on.
Ay, sobrang dalim na mag-let go.
Yeah, yun.
Kasi kailangan namin
O kasi kung hindi, paano ka magkita ng pera? Paano ka makakamove on, di ba? Hirap. So, bitaw-bitaw din. Feeling ko yun yung gift ng theater din sa atin. Ang bilis, well, hindi lahat. Pero, ang bilis umalas. Ang bilis.
Hindi naman ako sobrang regretful, pero minsan inisip ko, siguro ang saya kung nakuha ko yung role na to. And we were in this musical together, me and Lance. Yung Rent, nag-audition ako for the lead roles, Roger and Mark.
Oo nga.
And I was called back naman for those roles, pero I know personally hindi ako sobrang prepared for the callback. And the people they cast, sobrang galing din, galing nila. Pero pag narinig ko yung mga songs ng Rent,
Kaya mo yun eh. Kaya mo yun.
pag narinig yung mga songs, parang, sayang kantahin, sana I got to play this. But sometimes din, like, mga musicals come back around.
Yes.
They all come back around. So may
Rerun.
chance din pa din yun.
Oo. Malay mo maging old Simba ka na. Why not? Why not, diba? Oo, pwede.
Instead of King of Night Prince, may king na ako.
Progress.
Growth.
Ikaw naman, Omar.
Meron akong dalawang role na ginustong kunin, pero may isa lang dun sa kanila yung pinaka-iniyakan ko kasi bata-bata pa ako noon. Yung si Kurt ng Sound of Music, nung nag-tour sila dito before. Tapos yung isa naman, si Popoy ng One More Chance. Nag-audition ako doon. Pero alam ko kung bakit di nila ako kinuha. Kasi 16 pa lang ako noon.
Bata ko pa naman.
And you know, One More
Ako
Chance.
sinabi yan, sobrang bata ako pa nung, ayun, bata ka pa rin naman.
Oo, sabi nga ni Jordan, di ba? Minsan may reruns.
Tama, may
Mirror stage, ganyan.
Oo, ngayong 17 ka na.
Growth, 1 year.
Okay, okay.
18.
Tsaka you're 18. Okay. So,
Same.
susundutin ko lang yung isang sagot nyo kanina, di ba? Na parang kailangan talaga mag-move on. Kasi kailangan mo kumain. Kailangan mo kumain, di ba? So, I think isa to sa mga general na alam din naman talaga ng mga tao when it comes to theater. Na it's not really something, it's hard to make a living out of it, di ba?
Yes.
Let's face it, it's like music, di ba? Minsan yung mga musicians gusto mag-music pero alam natin mahirap kumita. So, meron ba kayong mga naging day jobs just to continue on doing what you love, which is theater? Meron ba kayong yung kinailangan yung gawing trabaho?
Ako, thankful ako sa universe talaga, tsaka sa mga espiritu dyan, na hindi ko kailangang humanap ng iba pang trabaho bukod sa theater. And sobrang nagpapasalamat din ako kasi kapag wala akong theater prod, meron akong mga guestings, meron akong mga side quests na iba bukod sa theater, and mga short films, ganyan. Pero dati, feeling ko, inimagine ko na yung sarili ko yun, nung pandemic lalo. Sakit talaga sa gabi yan. Sabi ko talaga, what if parang magaling naman siguro ako maging barista ng isang coffee shop. Sa Coffee Project! Yun pala. Kasi imagine ko na kaya ko ito ganyan. Pero hindi naman dumadating sa point na, shucks, ano kakainin ko tomorrow? Kailangan ko ng day job. Pero yun, thank you universe.
Yes.
But if ever, barista sa
Coffee
shop! Coffee Project! Mali, sa The Coffee Project! Okay, how about you guys?
Ako since PBB, fortunate din ako na I've been very well sa mga theater prods. I'm thankful din ako sa mga theater companies dyan na that have been really, what's the word? Just with the actors that really compensating well yung mga actors niyo kasi we're able to survive. Pero may time na nakatira na ako sa LA, I was in my mid-20s as an actor. More TV and film, pero na-theater din ako sa LA. And it was hard. I got a retail job sa isang store sa The Grove in LA.
Oh, I've been there,
Yeah.
Pero ang ganda dun, ah.
Ganda
Oh, parang
naman.
high-end na...
But tapos may schedule yun, so ang dami kong nami-miss na auditions, pero kailangan ko rin mag-provide kasi I have rent to pay. So dumating ako sa point na yun na it was hard. Tapos lunch was super budgeted, gas was budgeted, like kung anong meron, as in paycheck to paycheck, cent to cent was counted for.
And Omar, at your young age of 18, di ko alam kung paano ma-apply itong question na to sa buhay
Well,
mo.
siguro hindi siya day job, parang side hustles lang din. Like, di ba yung rehearsals namin weekdays, tapos on the weekends, kumukuha ko ng gig as like a performer for birthday parties, for corporate parties. Like I dress up as different Disney characters.
Ano favorite mo, Omar?
Sino favorite ko? Ang favorite nila sa akin is Pumbaa
Ano sa
Ako ba?
from Lion King.
Nagko-cosplay ka ng Pumba?
Yes, and I put on a deep voice for Pumbaa, sasabihin yung, "Hi kids, hi, yeah,
Sabi mo yung Simba? Pumba? Simba naging Pumba.
Variety.
Pero before, nung nagsistart ako ng theater, syempre bata pa ako, so I can't do those side hustles.
Yes.
So I was doing singing contest, yun nga, yung barangay singing contest. Tapos at the same time, before rehearsals, papasok muna ako sa school, tapos rehearsal ulit. Tapos yung mga savings na yun, iniipon ko sa bangko. Tapos yung mga side hustles ko, yun yung ginagamit ko for my everyday things and needs. So I'm happy that the universe is giving me
Grabe,
what
no?
I need. No, the universe is
Listening.
is listening.
Dahil mo na nagawa 18 ka pa. Kaya pala pagod ka.
I'm happy na pagod ako. I'm
Yes,
happy na
good
pagod
problem
ako.
yun.
Yes.
Hindi lahat blessed enough para mapagod sa work na mahal nila.
Yes.
Importante. Okay, meron pa po bang gusto magtanong ng
Please.
questions sa ating mga guests? Kasi minsan lang tayo magkaroon ng guests from the theater world. By the way, okay, now that I'm mentioning that from the theater world nga kayo, syempre gusto niyo rin gumawa ng projects outside. We've seen you in projects outside like mga TV shows, Love at First Sight, diba? And movies.
Yeah.
So, ano bang plano niyo doon? Gusto niyo bang pasukin na rin yun talaga? Or it will always be theater first and then others second?
Well, first of all, theater will always be there if ever we do decide to
Yeah.
explore different entertainment industries, like films or like just becoming a music artist or I would love to explore the entertainment industry.
Anong gusto mo if ever gawin a project outside of theater?
I want to write my own songs and to learn how to produce them and to have an album or maybe do movies or teleseries. Recently, we auditioned for Cinemalaya and so dun minsan auditions talaga nagsistart yung mga pangarap natin. So I tried but mukhang malayo pa yung kailangan ko ako din para makapasok ng ganong industry.
Well, 18 ka pa lang naman.
Yes.
Para ikaw na yung
I'm sorry.
tatakin mo nga.
Wala ka mga
'40. Pero I think yung sinasabi ni Omar, theater is parang yung home base. Kumbaga home base namin.
Core, gano'n.
Yeah.
Pero free naman para mag-explore ng everything else kasi sobrang talented. Sana ako.
Natin kasi.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So syempre music is something I wanna do. Pero inisip ko rin the other day, paano kung magkaroon ng Tabing Ilog the musical movie? Na musical siya, but a movie. We'd be so good in it.
Oh.
Di ba
Yes,
kasi yung mga
naman.
musical movies?
Yeah, kasi
Like,
yung
the show.
Barboy's movie naging musical.
Yes.
Kasi ito naman, musical gagawin mo.
Yeah, tapos yung parang Wicked, we'll sing pa rin in the movie, na live singing, pero movie siya. Parang isang himala. They did that. That would be cool.
Yes.
Pwede. Ikaw lang.
Sorry ate, ano ulit yung tanong?
Ano mo gusto mong gawin outside?
Wala akong haba kasi magandang
Sorry.
Ako, yun nga, kagaya ng sinabi nila, mananatili yung core ang theater and may uuwian at uuwian kami sa teatro. Pero syempre gusto kong mapalawak din yung kakayahan ko. Nag-try na din ako mag-host, nasa delusion ko din yung gumawa ng isang action movie na femme fatale, na trans woman, ganyan. Tapos, gusto ko din ma-expand kasi painter din ako, fine arts graduate din ako. So, gusto ko mag-design din ng mga merch, ganyan. Gusto ko magbenta ng mga tote bags, ganon, madami. Tapos, gusto ko magsulat din ng songs. Basta theater will always be my core, pero hindi kami makakahon dun lang. Kaya pa namin mag-expand. Ganon.
Okay, now let's talk about your current projects naman. This 2016, tell us about your projects. Go ahead, a chorus line, Jordan.
Yes, yung last year.
Si Ate Ayu sa 2016 versus 2026.
2026 ko wala. Okay, go.
Yes, in 2025, Theatre Group Asia hosted a nationwide search for the cast of a chorus line. As in every city in the Philippines, plus New York. So we have 6 or 7 people coming from New York to be in our cast, including Conrad Ricamora, who you might see from How to Get Away with Murder, and he's in Devil Wears Prada 2, the movie. We have Lisa de Guzman, who's Elphaba on Broadway, will be here. So sobrang international, all Filipino cast. And they auditioned everywhere, and then nagkaroon kami ng callbacks that was a week-long boot camp na sobrang hirap. Ito yung pinakamahirap na audition I've ever been in the decades in theater I've been in. Ito yung pinakamahirap talaga. As in boot camp with our director, Carla Puno Garcia, na Emmy Award-winning,
Wow.
first Pinay in Hamilton, choreographed the Tony Awards. Like, the pressure is pressuring.
Wow, okay.
In a musical.
Yes.
And then I got the role of Al De Luca, one of the auditionees. And ano siya, he's from the Bronx, he's kind of a tough guy. Na may asawa, newlywed in the show, so my asawa will be played by Sam Libao. And yeah, it's a classic, a chorus line if you remember movie siya, set in the 70s. The movie stars Michael Douglas. And ang ganda ng mga songs at ito talaga yung story namin as theater actors. Hindi lang nakita niyo sa stage, the process of auditions, what you gave up to be in that room, making sabaying.
Sabaying!
Make sabaying yung live plus auditioning as an actor. Ito yung love letter to the theater actors, to the ensemble. So parang we're all just playing all the experiences na talagang alam na alam namin as theater actors. So sobrang excited ako. Plus, ito yung isa sa pinaka triple threat musical. Singing, dancing, acting.
Totoo yan.
The entire time na jazz, ballet, tap. like medyo modern from Carla's new choreography for Chorus 9. It's gonna be spectacular. Theatre Group Asia's putting this on March 12 to 29 at the Samsung Performing Arts Theatre. Please get your tickets because it's going quick and you don't want to miss it.
Saan makakabili ng tickets?
The Ticket World. Ticket World, yes.
Sige, March 12 to 29.
Yes, the Samsung Performing Arts Theatre.
A Chorus 9. How about you, Lan?
Ako, meron naman po akong film na isasubmit sa Hong Kong International Film Festival. Nabawal ko pa sabihin kasi may NDA, baka makulong ako. Tapos, gusto ko din banggitin yung Rest. Kasi nung 2025, Kayod Kabayo po ako.
Yes.
Tatlong projects yung tuloy-tuloy na ginawa ko. Theater film, tapos ano pa to? Series. First Fight, Walang Aray, tapos Warla. So dumating ako sa point na sobrang, hindi ko alam kung burnout siya or what. Doon ko na-appreciate yung the gift of rest. Na parang, hindi kailangan, kasi nasanay tayo sa hustle culture na kailangan, may kasunod agad, kailangan pera-pera, which is totoo din naman. Pero dadating sa point minsan na yung silence, yung calm, tsaka yung everything na maliliit na bagay. Ma-appreciate mo siya, so importante ang pahinga. And also, mag-o-audition po ako, asan yung camera? Mag-o-audition ako sa Idea First, sa Die Beautiful the Musical.
Bagay na doon.
Mananawagan na po ako, mag-o-audition ako sa inyo. I'll see you there.
Speak it out. Speak it out.
See you po.
Abangan natin yan.
Yes.
And Omar?
Hello po. Saan po? Hi. Thank you. Sorry. Hindi, please catch Komodo Desolata is Isang Dalamhati. Next week na po kami mag-open this coming January 30. And I'll be only doing the first week of the show. So January 30 to Feb 1. And then, kasi after that, TDRs na namin for Spring Awakening the musical. I'll play Moritz, and I will be performing together with Alex Diaz, Sheena Bellarmino, Nacho Tambunting, Nick Chen, and the entire amazing cast of Spring Awakening. And also, gusto ko lang i-plug yung showbay ko for Spring Awakening, so please manood kayo sa March 14, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. show.
Kailangan niyo po yan ma-sold out.
Kailangan ko po ma-sold out yun kasi makakatulong po yun sa akin. But if hindi po kayo available on March 14, we will open from Feb 13 until March 22 in Rockwell Proscenium Black Box Theater.
Para mas maging interesado silang bumili ng tickets, tungkol saan ba yung Spring Awakening?
Oh, so Spring Awakening is about siguro yung the voices of teenage angst and also the voices of different struggles of a teenager or how they were dwelling with mental health, teenage pregnancy, abuse, and suicide, and yeah, it's a good show for the teenagers voices to be louder and be heard by the adults and make the adults realize how important this is for them. And it's also set in 1890s Germany, so may maririnig kayong mga German words and what do you call this? Yung Latin, you will speak Latin then. Example. Yeah, and I guess it's an important show for the young parents then. And also it tackles in queer relationships as well, and how genuine and important it is as hetero relationships. Yeah.
So kayo to, as
Yeah.
in generation ko talaga.
Generation ng Gen Z.
Gen Z ka ba?
Gen Z.
18 Gen Z pa, hindi pa Gen Alpha. Gen Z ka pa.
I think so.
Oh.
Gen Z, yes.
Okay.
So guys, check them out in those projects. And now, ito na ang mga last questions. Na hindi ko talaga ito kasi nung binasa ko yung question, nahihirapan ako for them. So good luck, guys. Okay, this is from Emil Bustle of Capex. Thank you for your wonderful questions. For Jordan.
Hey.
Okay. Pride in being world class usually means proving that we can do Western musicals better than the West. So if government backing and audience love depend on export success, are we truly shaping Filipino culture or just refining world-class imitation?
I love it. What a question! Grabe. Mayroon ng question
Yeah,
talaga.
email Bustle of Capex, thank you very much,
Grabe.
Talagang mapaisip ka dito sa question na to, Andito ba siya? email, andito ka ba? Thank you,
So to touch on yung point na imitating yung mga Western musicals,
Are we truly shaping Filipino culture?
I think what we're doing is making world-class musicals accessible here in the Philippines with world-class talent. I don't think nagsastrive kami for perfectionism to compare ourselves to them. Nagsastrive kami for excellence para maging sobrang boom na boom ang Philippine theater industry. I think also that it's not overnight, pero papunta na tayo dun. Papunta na tayo dun sa, I mean, right now we have Les Miserables here with a world touring cast. But although international cast, there's so many Filipino homegrown talents in that cast that have gone and done international things and now back home to show our countrymen here kung ano yung world-class show na yun. So I think the more, and we're seeing it more and more, ang dami ng mga Pinoy sa Broadway ngayon in shows like Hamilton. And all that does is we reach out, we learn, we see other cultures, we get better, and we bring it back again, like the cast of Chorus and the ones that are coming here, to share it din dito sa Pilipinas. I think it's a wonderful thing. Pero champion din, syempre namin, kailangan talaga i-champion yung original Filipino musicals. Original Filipino musicals are incredible. Lalo na ngayon, Bar Boys was one of my favorites of the last couple years. So, yeah, definitely. Pati yung mga children's theater, Jepo and the Magic Circle, ang ganda.
Yeah.
So, I think balance talaga to champion but not get left behind by what's going on worldwide.
Kumbaga hindi siya mutually exclusive, diba? We can be excellent in Western plays, Western musicals, and also champion our own.
Because there's also Western musicals that champion Asians. I just did a stage reading sa CASPH na celebrating Asian writers. Thank you CASPH na you let me do that. Our first play was an Iranian play. Na Pulitzer Prize winning. Pero if you think back to the early 90s, Miss Saigon celebrated Asians, King and I. But that was all really what we really had. Ngayon, you have so much, maybe happy ending, diba? Like, there's so much na, and syempre dapat may chance ang Philippines na makapanood ng ganung shows din.
Yes. Okay, and medyo connected dyan yung next question natin for Omar.
Survive the question.
And yun yung pinakamadaling question.
Omar, theater prides itself on being unfiltered and community-driven. But rising ticket costs, often 1,000 plus per seat, na doble na sa iniiyakan natin Pinoy budget sa Noche Buena, make it feel elite. So how can theater reclaim its for the people mantle in this era?
Oh.
Ganda! Magbubok na ako.
Siguro hindi lahat ng shows sa Philippine theater mahal. May mga shows din, mga stage readings na affordable for students who aspires to be a thespian as well, and who wants to learn more about this industry. And I guess it's still accessible, but meron talagang ibang shows na hindi natin na masasabi natin mahal na yung price tickets. But I guess they are expensive for a reason, because it's not easy to form a production. It takes tons of millions to create a set, to rehearse the actors, or yung mga sweldo ng production team as well. So I guess pag mahal ang ticket, it means marami din talaga silang nilagay na pera in order to create the production, and I guess it's it's their best effort to earn then as the producers of the production to earn then from the ticket sales so that they can create more shows and inspire other people as well. Right?
Thank you.
And on!
So, can I also
Oh, yeah.
sorry, really
And then may
quickly,
add up.
na, malaking bagay yung mga tickets. Pero as artists, I think our generation especially moving forward, nagpa-promise din kami na we're gonna give you a good show.
Yes.
We're gonna give our all to you para sulit yung binayaran nyo sa ticket.
At saka bukod doon, in order for someone to mount a production, hindi lang puro glitz and glamour na paganda-ganda.
Yes.
May mga tao din behind the stage.
Oh, ganda.
Sina Kuya Crew, sina Ate Costume,
Yes.
sina Kuya Refreshment. So, lahat yun kumikita sila. And lahat yun, kapag bibili kayo ng ticket, mababayaran sila ng maayos. So,
Yes.
ayun, para mas maintindihan ng general public na
Yes.
gano'n
Yes,
gano'n
wag natin
siya.
hayaan mamatay yung magic of live entertainment, live theater.
And also the production team keeps the show going. Then hindi lang yung mga actors kasi marami din nagtatrabaho sa loob ng production kaya minsan yung mga ticket sales mahal.
There you go. Okay, now next question. Last one for Lance. Theater often talks about leaving a mark through live, unfiltered expression. But in an era of quick digital fame, what's the one enduring wish you'd want your body of work to fulfill? Perhaps inspiring more hungry rebels to choose depth over virality?
Siguro una, tama na po, huwag tayo maniniwala sa mga nakikita natin sa TikTok, ano? Like,
Yes.
tama na muna ang kaka-TikTok natin. Nakakatulong din siguro kung ang general pang Gen Z to na parang bawasan yung screen time nyo and maging in the moment talaga kayo. Kung habawa, rehearsals or auditions, pagdaanan nyo talaga yung proseso. And kung gutom kayo, ito yung lagi yung tandaan, sobrang mas maraming gutom para sa roles and sobrang daming mas paano ba? Parang dog eat dog kasi. Ang daming mas cutthroat sa industry ng theater. So parang huwag kayong titigil kapag na-reject kayo once. Like hindi yun yung ending, yun pa lang yung tip of the iceberg. Like marami pang rejections na dadating. And if you're being true to yourself, yung authenticity mo, huwag mo siya pakawalan kasi yun yung nagsiset sa'yo apart dun sa mga iba. And doon ka pwedeng mag-iwan ng marka kapag kilala mo yung sarili mo and you know what you stand for. Kaya nga, lagi ko sinasabi na ayokong maging branding ko yung pagiging trans woman ko lang. Kasi bago ako maging trans woman, isa akong taong teatro na kumakanta, sumasayaw at umaarte. Just so happens na I'm a trans woman. So, yun.
Thank you. Thank you for surviving these questions. From our very witty friends from the media. And lastly, ito na, pasample naman kami. Siyempre, hindi mo mawawala. No?